Hello, and welcome back to the ARC world. If you're new, my name is Josiah, and here we talk about architectural history, from the Empire State Building to the Tower of Pisa. We cover it all. Today, we will focus on a prosperous city, taking its roots to the very beginning in 180, the little Rome we call Verona. Before we dive into this ancient gem, I would like to introduce our guest of honor. Give it up for my good friend, Mario.
Thank you so much. This should be interesting. From what I know, Verona houses a good chunk of Roman historic buildings. Not only does it house Roman architecture, but also Gothic architecture.
That's right, Vescio. Allow me to give some backstory before we get into the Arc stuff. Before the ruling of the Roman Empire, Verona was founded by an ancient Italic tribe before becoming ruled by the Gallic Cenomani tribe in 89 BCE. The city began its Roman-era rule at the end of the BCE era and lasted until 476 AD. Now, under the authority of Italians, Verona started to produce significant structures such as the Arena, the Bra, and the Arch. It is also home to the great architects Fra Giocondo and Michele Sanmicheli in its Renaissance period. Verona is an excellent example of a small city that developed progressively and continuously during its last millennium.
Chief Egetta, Verona must have been very rich in location and its contents for it to be ruled by multiple tribes and empires. Let's dive deeper into that, Josiah.
Alright, can you elaborate on the urbanism of Verona?
Verona was settled near the river of Adige and has since then rested there since conception. Its street routes would incorporate the centralization of the river and were maintained by all the nations that ruled over it. It took it to the shape of a double meander as the river bent and curved through the city. The city became the center point of naval and ground transport in the northeastern section of Italy during its Roman period. It was the intersection of four central Roman streets by Gallica, Via Claudia Augusta, Vicum Veronensium, and the Via Postumia. To this day, Verona is considered the focused northeast crossing path, now to roads, railways, and highways.
On top of that, those who ruled Verona also used it for other centralized needs. In the imperial period, Verona was a central base for its legions. The Roman Senate had it pinpointed and increased its size. Under Theodoric the Great, Verona was a military center and the favorite seat of the king. Everyone recognized this place as a city of importance and efficiency.
Who knew such a small city would rise in importance? What an underdog!
It's a nice story of its life. Now, understanding its background, let's dive into the gelato we know as architecture and see why those nations kept wanting to rule over it. We will start with the Arena. Arguably the most famous aspect of Verona, this arena's reason for existing is left to be a mystery. It is thought to have been built during the rule of Augustus in the first decades of the 1st century. In 1183, a large earthquake destroyed one of its 3 layers of arches that surround the building. It was used for gladiator fights, bullfights, and horse ridings. As of today, it is primarily used for theater.
Inside, there are 2 components, the center where events occur and the cavea where people sat and walked. Many corridors can be entered and exited when walked into, leading to the greatest of the large arena stage.
Pretty grand for a mysterious arena.
I think I've fought here before.
Yeah, no. Let's jump to the Piazza Erbe. Literally translating as the Herb Square, the piazza is the exact center of the city, a meeting ground for locals and visitors alike. When the Romans arrived, they drew out the city based on a military camp. This explains the squares and parallel lines that form a grid. 2 main avenues collided and formed the foundation of where the piazza sits.
At the center of the square, we have the Fountain of Madonna Verona, which symbolizes the city as a beautiful Roman princess. To the side, we have La Verona, where goods used to be measured in the markets.
And towards the end of the plaza, we have St. Mark Lion's Column, which shows Venetian rule. This, however, is a replica since the original was destroyed.
Now let's talk about the Lamberti Tower. This 37-meter tower was built by the funding of the mysterious Lamberti family. It started in a Romanesque style using bricks in 1172.
Then, it became integrated into the Piazza del Consiglio. It was given 2 bells. It was later struck by lightning in 1403, which gave it another rebuild, using white marble bricks. The tower now stands at 84 meters, being the tallest in Verona.
Would be an excellent spot to find the princess.
Of course. Now, reflecting on the 3 examples, with the help of Roman design, which consisted of grid lines, we created simple and easy to navigate layouts for Verona to be efficient and memorable through design. Well, that's all we have for this episode. Thanks again, Mario, for your time. We'll see you all again the next time you enter the ARC world. Bye-bye!